The process will repeat for each item on the docket this morning. The session will close after the applications have been heard, and the board will deliberate in private and make its decisions. You will receive the order by registered mail as soon as possible. As information, all public hearings are live stream recorded and would be part of the public record. I ask that you please mute your cell phones. So we will commence with the hearing. So we'll swear in the assessor.
Madame Assessor, please state your full name.
Kara Cap-Levy.
Do you affirm that the evidence you're about to give at this hearing is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
First property that we have is Tremblay Street. So are they present?
Yes.
All right, you can come forward here and get you sworn in or affirmed, either one.
I'm sorry, I can't. Oh. I haven't done this before.
Please state your full name.
Stacey Dale.
Do you affirm that the evidence you're about to give at this hearing is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry.
Sorry, apologize.
Wherever you wish.
Okay. Who am I speaking of?
You can sit there. Okay. So we'll first hear from the assessor and they'll take you through their presentations. And then you may ask questions of it along with the panel members, and then it'll be your opportunity. So, Kara, whenever you're ready, you can, I think we have to swear you in first, though.
You did that already.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, yeah.
All right, so the floor is yours. So take us through this property of Tremblay Street, probably 501, please.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. The subject property is 501 Tremblay Street. It's a roll number of 060310100000. It is located in the neighborhood of 501 Archwood. It is a one-story, a single dwelling with a year built of 1954. The living area is 684 square feet. It has a full basement. The basement is finished, one bathroom, central air conditioning, and a detached multiple garage. The assessed lot size is 3,300 square feet. The land influence is a park. The 2023 assessment roll value is $265,000, which has $387.43 per square feet. Comparable 1 is 544 St. Catherine Street. Comparable 2 is 51 Harrowby Avenue. Comparable 3 is 157 Clonard Avenue. And comparable 4 is 131 Strand-Millis Avenue. All these properties are within close proximity. Comparable 1 is located in the same neighborhood as 501 Archwood. Comparable 2, 3, and 4 are located in Glenwood area. The comparables are all one-story, single dwellings. They range in square feet from 662 to 750 square feet. The year built is 1944 to 1949, with an effective year built of 1944 to 1953 years. They all have full basements. The basements are finished on all the comparables. The comparables all have full baths. 3 of the comparables have a half bath. The subject has air conditioning. Only comparable 1 has air conditioning. Subject 2, 3, and 4 does not have air conditioning. The subject has a detached multiple garage. Subject 3 has a multiple garage. Subject 4 has a single garage. Subject 1 and 2, comparable 1 and 2 do not have a garage. The lot sizes range from 3,299 square feet to 5,095 square feet. The sales price ranged from $225,300 to $277,000. The time adjusted sale price is $245,100 to $285,900. The time adjusted sales price per square foot ranges from $370.24 per square foot to $392.72 square foot. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
I thank you. Do you have any questions of the assessor's presentation?
No, I don't have any questions.
Okay, then we'll just see you out that. Ms. Lickletter, any questions of the assessor?
No questions at this time, thank you.
Bill, do you have any questions of the assessor?
Yeah, the two neighborhoods that you have here subject to comparables, Archwood and then Glenwood. So is there any differences that you can outline between those two areas, or are they virtually the same?
They're virtually the same. They're in the same market area and they're close by each other.
Well, am I able to talk now?
No, not right now.
Okay, that's the only question I had. Thank you.
Thank you. I just noticed that comparable 2 and 3 are larger lots than the subject. Does that have a bearing in regards to the value?
That would be all taken into account by the model, and the model would produce a value on such with the lot size taken into consideration.
So I guess due to COVID, there's been no inspections of any of the properties that are on the docket this morning.
That's correct.
And all right, I think that's good. All right, we're ready for your presentation, so the floor is yours. So
Okay, so I guess comparison 1 is probably the closest because it's in the Archwood area. The other areas are, I feel like, higher selling area. Like they're worth more money, the houses in those areas. Just from what I know, it's very different of an area. The square footage is similar. Also, the home I have still has the older kitchen, older bathroom. These houses seem to have updated everything. Our basement is older as well. No upgrades. Same with, all the original everything kind of downstairs and upstairs. So I just feel that the assessment is a little high for the square footage in the area, and I've submitted other properties. 683 Lindell Drive sold in 2021 at $239,900, and square footage was 720 square feet. It was a 3-bedroom bungalow. Another one, this was sort of more similar areas. Another one on St. Catharines, 639 square feet at $228,500, all upgraded. And then there was a few more. 539 Tremblay at 798 square feet at $219,000, and 579 St. Catherine at $202,000. More similar areas. It was hard to, everything was in between February 2021 and October 2021, but more similar area, I would say. I know it's all in the same, I don't know if you call it catchment or neighborhood, but anyway, that's sort of my evidence. But yeah, it's just the property I have needs a lot of upgrades, and these homes were sold in that area, and they were all renovated, I guess.
So for the record, the value that you're seeking for your property?
Right now it's assessed for $265,000, and just showing all of this, I feel like the highest assessment I have here that I looked online was $226,000. So somewhere around that range, I would think, for the square footage.
I thank you. Kara, questions of the applicant?
Yes, just a couple. If you say comparable 1 on my comparables that I used is most similar to yours, that does not have a garage. Would a garage add value to the property?
Absolutely, but
So that could account for the difference then.
that could account, but also, that property being sold was probably entirely renovated, which also takes into account.
Do you know if that property was renovated for sure?
I don't know for sure.
Okay. Okay, thank you. And one more question. The comps that you use, 2 of them are post-reference, so we will not consider those. The first comp that you used on Archibald, 661 Archibald, are you aware if it has a basement?
Yes, it says, I believe it has a basement.
It in fact just has a half basement, not a full basement. So the basement is only 336 square feet and it is not finished, therefore due to a difference in value.
I still feel it is, higher than most in the area. So I'd appreciate if it could be looked over even a little bit more if possible.
I have no further questions, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
I thank you. Ms. Licklider, questions?
Yes, is this your primary residence?
No, it isn't.
So it's a rental?
Yeah.
Okay. And how much are you renting it for per month?
$14.50.
Does that include utilities?
No.
And that's payable by the renter, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
And you mentioned the was this the previous assessment that you were mentioning at 226?
The previous assessment, what do you mean by that? Like,
you mentioned, I believe, that you thought that your previous assessment.
no, this was, I did some comparables and I looked up the assessments in the neighborhood and that's what I got that assessment from.
All right.
That was the highest one I had on, and that one was on Lyndale Drive, which is a really nice area. That's still in the.
Okay, thank you.
That's all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bill, do you have any questions?
Yeah, you have pictures of the comparables here. Do you have any pictures of your own place here?
I just have one of the front of it. I don't know the right shape. This is just the front of it.
So it's a kind of a different style than these other older ones, right? That's more of a hip style roof on there, right? Like this was built in the 40s. Yours was built in the 40s or 50s?
I'm not certain.
54. Okay. So do you think that style is worth more than the other 40 style? Or no?
I'm not sure if the style dictates anything. I'm not sure.
No further questions.
I thank you. Do you wish to add anything further, Madam Chair, Assessor?
Yes, based on the comparables, I believe the sales price and the sales price per square foot, I feel the 2023 value is correct. Thank you.
You want to add anything further to your presentation?
I guess not. I just still feel it is a little higher than the rest in the area. But that's all I have to say.
Okay, I thank you for your presentation and thanks for coming this morning, and results very soon.
Yeah, thank you.
So thank you.
Thank you.
We'll go to 110 Lamont Boulevard. So are they here or Zoom?
And no response from them,
No response, all right.
and no one in attendance.
So, Madam Secretary, there is a procedure to follow for a non,
Yeah, so we just, we will be hearing this item at the end
okay. So,
of the, we'll move on to the next item.
so we're just going to revert that to the end of the topic. All right, good. So then we'll go to 244 Plessis Road. So we'll have you come forward and either affirm or get sworn in.
All right, we always do affirmation.
What?
We always do affirmation now. Just right here, at this
Mr. Applicant, please state your full name.
You should come right.
Do you affirm that the evidence you are about to give at this hearing is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
Have a seat and we'll ask the assessor to take us through your property. Now you have two appeals, so there's one at 2021 and 2023. So I think we'll deal with the first one of 221 or 2021, sorry. So we'll first hear from the assessor. The floor is yours, please.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. The subject property is 244 Plessis Road. It is the roll number 06000129000. It has a street address 244 Plessis. It is in the neighborhood of 543 St. Vital Perimeter South. It is a one-story single dwelling, a year built of 1953, an effective year built of 1973. It is 720 square feet. It has a full basement with no basement finish, one full bathroom, no central air, and a detached multiple garage. The assessed lot size is 435,601 square feet. It has no water or no sewer. It has a 2021 assessment roll value of $295,000. The total per square foot is $409.72 per square foot. The comparable one is 421 Fraser Road. Comparable 2 is 536 Forbes Road. Comparable 3 is 180 Paul Boulevard. Comparable 4 is 608 Forbes Road. All these properties are located in the same neighborhood area. They all are one-story single dwellings. They have a year built from 1946 to 1977, an effective age of 1966 to 1987. The square feet ranges from 995 square feet to 1288 square feet. They all have a basement, and all the comparables have basement finish. 3 of the comparables have a full bath. 2 of the comparables have a half bath. The subject does not have air conditioning. The comparables all have air conditioning. The comparables all have a multiple detached garage. The lot sizes of the comparables range from 181,452 square feet to 218,397 square feet. The land influences of the comparables are the same as the subject: no sewer, no water. The sales prices range from $420,000 to $485,000. The time adjusted sales price ranged from $427,100 to $486,000. The time adjusted sales price per square foot ranges from $377.33 per square foot to $439.30 a square foot. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Questions of the assessor?
Escalator?
Just, no, just in regards to what you've just heard.
Like, based on assessment letter, the property tax in 2021, they assessed the value 170 and 2022 170. But this year I got a letter 311. Like, with a huge jump in like 2 effects.
Could you form it in the way of a question to the assessor and let her give you an answer, and then if you have further questions, just ask the question and wait for the answer. So, all right. Yeah. So, go ahead. Yeah. You had a question?
Yeah. Like, assessed value last 2 years 170, and last 21 and 2022 there is a 170. This year I got assessed value 311. And a huge difference between the last 2 years.
Kara?
I'm not sure what the question was. The assessment in 2021 and 2022 was $295,000. This is the value that is stated on here for the 2021.
Like, what's the
Well, you can ask it the question.
No, like my document showing 170 over here, right? When you pay the property tax, right? So even this current evaluation, they add all last previous 2 years amount in there too.
So I think the question is, why has the assessment gone up from the previous assessment?
Why has the assessment gone up?
Right, like the huge jump, right? 170 and the new one.
Yeah, the property was supplemented because the property was originally just valued at land value only. And then it was, the department was advised that the house was fixed up. So the house needed to be added to the value as well. There was a new garage that was built. So that's why the property value increased.
The value increase way up, like there was already house, right? We just made only cosmetic on it. We nothing added, just only one multiple garage, that's it. So based on the tax, right, I got like, even they add previous amount in there, now it got like $5,000 like due on it.
There was a conversation with yourself on April 28th of 2022 with a member from our staff, and you advised that the house was repaired. The house was not torn down. There was new drywall, flooring, kitchen, etc., and there was a new garage that was constructed.
Yeah, we built a new garage. This is sure on the right thing. Yeah. But house we just did only the like kitchen, right, renovate and of the paint everywhere, all room, right. Yeah. But the difference is too much, right? Based on the previous value and the current value.
That's why you're here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything further to ask questions? No. Okay. We'll just see the members of our panel. Ms. Linkletter, questions?
I have no questions, thank you.
Okay. Mr. Reski?
Is this property, subject property, kind of a farm in a way, or is it in a field? In the field, yeah. Is that a farmer's field? I see the yard. Is that correct?
Madam Assessor, can you hear the panel member?
Oh, sorry, the question was for me. My understanding is that according to the homeowner, that 30% of the land is still being farmed.
But that land around that area outlined there, that does not belong to the property, correct? Public property.
The land around?
Yes, on the map there, the subject property points to a square, a small square within a bigger square, which looks like, cultivated land. That's what I see on the map.
Oh, okay. Yes. The area around it is not
So that
the subject
cultivated
property.
land around it does not belong to the subject property, correct?
That's correct. Yes.
That has nothing to do, the two properties have nothing to do with each other at all. There's no exchange of rent or anything like that, correct?
That land's not owned by him, so no.
But there's no connection whatsoever between those two properties.
They're different owners.
Okay, so the answer is no, there's no connection. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. But that's a little different than the other properties though. Those are more conventional developments, tracts. Correct? That's different than the property, the subject property.
The lot sizes of the comparables are smaller, but they do have no sewer and no water, the same as the subject property.
Okay, but they are kind of in a village type of setting though, with some services maybe that they don't get over here, over in the subject area. They look like different areas to me.
Well, they're all located in the same neighborhood area, the 543 St. Vital, south of the perimeter.
Okay. Okay, no further question.
Thank you. Just a couple questions here. I think for the 2021, there was a land value, correct? Strictly land?
No, there was not.
The valuation?
The valuation is land and building for the 295,000.
But I think you stated that the department valued just land for the subject property.
That was previous, not 2021.
Okay, so let's do 2021 and then 2023. Was there a supplementary issued?
In 2021, it was supplemented to 295 to 2022 as well. And then 2023 is a new assessment and it's 311,000.
And that was by way of supplementary? Was there a permit taken out?
There was a permit taken out.
Okay. And the value to that?
Well, the permit was for the garage. I believe the permit is enclosed there. The permit value states 25,000. As well, we found out that the house was repaired, that it was being lived in now. There was the new flooring, new drywall, new kitchen.
So on your comparables, I noticed that the subject property is probably double the size.
Yes, that is correct.
So, but all the comparables, the low of 420,000 and the high of 485. So, how do you attribute the value to 295?
Well, in this area of the city, the land is worth a lot. So I thought it was more important to go with the same neighborhood area. and do the land that shows the no sewer, no water than the actual size of the house. And this small house was renovated.
All right, I thank you. Sir, the floor is yours. You can take us through your presentation in regards to what you think the value should be. So the floor is yours.
Yeah, like the house building size is only 20 by 30 feet, right? So there is no feature over there. Basement is not developed, nothing in the basement, just the concrete wall, right? So we just, even floor is same as old. So we just renovate inside, and based on the full, at 20 farm property, it's at 26%. The portion, right, the whole area, and the residential, they are at 45%. Even they add last year, like supplementary and other tax, they add last year as well in 21 and 2022. So based on new assessment should be 2023, but they send me letter last 2 years as well, despite paying the all tax. They are asking another 2 years previous supplementary and add other taxes.
So what do you think the value should be?
I would say previous, they should add only what I build the garage in there, right? Yeah. Even I don't understand for what the meaning of this when they add over here, like 2021 and 2022, like supplementary tax add over there already.
Well, I think the assessor explained that there was some add-ons because you built a garage and you renovated the property. So, you know, you're here this morning to seek the satisfaction in regards to value for your property. So for the record, you can probably state what you think it should be.
It should be less than they evaluate, right? And maybe it's not evaluate correctly, but they should, like 3.7 is more. Like for like the previous document, they're showing us 170 or.
So for the record, can you state the dollar amount? What do you think it should be?
If it is 170 showing in my two documents, then I would say it should add just the garage value, whatever I did on that idea. Yeah.
All right, I thank you. We'll just see if the assessor has any questions for you. So whenever you're ready, Madame Assessor, questions?
Yes, just one question. When you bought the property, what year did you buy the property in, sir?
Sorry? Can you repeat it?
What year did you purchase the property?
Which year? 3 years back. 3 years, like 20.
And at that time, the purchase price was for the land only, right?
So we bought the whatever over there. I don't know that it's building or land, but building was already on the land, right?
No further questions.
I thank you. Ms. Linkletter, questions?
Yes, sir, is this your primary residence? Okay, and so you rent it? Yes. And how much is the rent?
$1,200 per month. 1,200, 1,200.
And does that include utilities?
No.
No, okay. Mr. Chair, may I redirect to the assessor, please?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Ms. Kathleen, I just wanted to clarify on the lot size, the 435,601 square feet. My understanding is that none of that is farmed, correct?
My understanding from the owner is that 30% of that land size is farmed.
Okay. And sir, are you doing the farming yourself on that land? Okay, so you are renting that land out then?
No, nothing doing over. Just the vacant. We're doing nothing over.
Okay, so 30% of it is not being currently farmed.
Not yet.
Okay. Thank you, that's all my questions.
Thank you. Bill, any questions?
I have no questions.
All right. Madame Assessor, do you wish to summarize?
No.
Anything further you want to add, sir? All right, so thank you for coming this morning and results very soon.
No.
All right, thank you.
No, we still.
The next one on the docket is 75. I'm sorry.
There was a second.
Yeah.
He had two, the 2023.
Oh, right.
He just
Okay.
left.
Sorry about that.
Sorry, we don't need to go for recess.
Pardon me?
We need to call recess.
Okay. We'll take probably a 5 or 10-minute recess. So we'll shut down everything. Call a hearing back to order. Madam Chairperson, we have the second property, different assessment year, and we're going to go to 244 Passays Road and deal with the 2023. So whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is the same subject property as previous, but now this is a 2023 assessment. The subject is 244 Plessis Road, a roll number of 06000129000. It is located in the 543 St. Vital Perimeter South neighborhood. It is a one-story single dwelling, a year built of 1953, an effective year built of 1973. The living area is 720 square feet. It has a full basement with no basement finish, one bathroom, no air conditioning. It does have a detached multiple garage. The assessed land lot size is 435,601 square feet. It has no sewer, no water service. It has a 2023 assessment value of $311,000, which is $431.94 per square foot. The comparable one is 335 Sioux Road. Comparable 2 is 608 Forbes Road. Comparable 3 is 2862 St. Mary's Road. And comparable 4 is 176 Malahot Road. All of the comparables are one-story single dwellings. They have an age of 1946 to 1981. They have an effective age of 1956 to 1981. The living areas of the comparables range 988 square feet to 1358 square feet, which are bigger than the subject property. All comparables have a full basement. Comparable 1 does not have basement finish. Comparable 2, 3, and 4 have basement finishes. All of the comparables have a full bath. 3 of the comparables have a half bath, and comparable 1 has an extra shower. 2 of the 4 comparables have a fireplace. 2 comparables have a multiple attached garage, and 2 comparables have a detached garage, single and multiple. Comparable 2 has a single and a multiple detached garage. Comparable 4 has a multiple detached garage. The lot sizes range from 104,418 square feet to 217,861 square feet. The land influences are the same as the subject, with being no sewer, no water. In addition to that, comparable 1 is a rail line. Comparable 3 is medium traffic and an external corner. And comparable 4 is heavy traffic. The sales prices range from $390,000 to $435,000. The time adjusted sales price range from $403,900 to $444,600. The time adjusted sales price per square foot ranges from $297.42 to $450 per square foot. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Sir, do you have any questions of the assessor? No? Thank you. Ms. Linkletter, questions?
I have no questions.
Okay. Bill, do you have any questions?
I have no questions.
I have none either. So your presentation then, sir?
The question is saying like there is no development on that area, even gravel road. So this is a 2023, they add value previous, the 311, right? So just the question, there shouldn't be that much value because of there's no facilities, no more development over there, right? So it's just tiny building over there, right? So if there is a fancy stuff over there, that makes sense to more value, right? So all gravel road, no any other facilities, despite there no any more development over there. So despite that, there's a huge value over there.
And that's your presentation, sir?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Kara, questions of the applicant?
Just a statement that each assessment is based on new sales data and a new market valuation date. So therefore 311 is the 2023 value, and the 2021 value, which was a different date, had a different assessment.
Thank you. Ms. Linkletter?
I have no questions.
Bill, do you have any questions?
No questions.
All right. Either party one summation? Any final word?
No.
No? Okay. Thank you very kindly for coming. Results very soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next property is 75 Wellington Drive. So come on forward. We'll get you sworn in or affirmed, either one. And thank you for your patience.
Alan, Bruce Edgar.
You affirm that the evidence you're about to give at this hearing is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes.
Okay. So you're familiar with the routine, so
I am now.
okay. Madam Assessor, take us through the subject property, 75 Wellington Drive, whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The subject property is 75 Wilmington Drive. It is a roll number 0600-506-5500. It is in the Royalwood 555 neighborhood area. It is a one-story single dwelling, a year built of 2004. It has the living area of 2,225 square feet. It has a walkout basement with basement finish. There is one.
She's frozen.
The assessed lot size is 13,377 square feet. The land influence are a retention pond adjacent. The 2023 assessment roll value is $914,000, which is a total assessment per square foot of $410.79. Comparable 1 is 31 Westwater Drive. Comparable 2 is 19 Waterton Drive. Comparable 3 is 31 Waterton Drive. And comparable 4 is 83 North Port Bay. All 4 comparables are in the same neighborhood as the subject 555 Royalwood. All the comparables are 1-story single dwellings with an age built of 2006. The living area ranges from 1,974 square feet to 2,395 square feet. All 4 comparables have a walkout basement and they all have basement finish. All comparables have 1 or 2 full baths and comparable 2 has 2 full baths, and comparable 1, 3, and 4 have 3 full baths. Comparable 2 has 1 extra shower. 2 extra showers, and the other 3 comparables have 1 extra shower. All 4 comparables have central air. All comparables either have 1 or 2 fireplaces. The 4 comparables all have multiple attached garages, same as the subject. The lot sizes of the comparables range from 12,288 square feet to 13,059 square feet. Comparables 1 to 3 have the retention pond adjacent. Comparable 4 has the retention pond adjacent plus a hydro transformer box by it. The sales prices range from $791,738 to $1 million. The time adjusted sales price range from $869,300 to $1,093,000. The time adjusted sales price per square foot ranges from $388.08 to $553.70 per square foot. Thank you.
Thank you. Questions of the assessor?
I have questions about the comparables. Comparable 1 is 31, Waterton, I think, no, Westwater. Houses of that price range are very drastically in the finishings. This is the pictures in that one. The extensive brickwork out front. I looked at the pictures on the inside, much more upgraded than ours. So I guess that's not a question, is it? Yeah, the same goes for one at 19 Waterton. Again, the brickwork extensive, the basement much nicer finished than ours. And then the fourth, couldn't get any information on the third one. The fourth one was a very good comparable to the condition. So I guess those are my questions. Apologize.
Those are all your questions?
I'm a realtor, so I'm in the business. With the time adjustments, maybe all your comparables are for 2018, 2019. I was under the understanding they're supposed to be from as close to April 21. I guess I might have misunderstood that. But the time adjustment, I know in that era, the builders were building lots of the high-end homes, and they were hard, as a realtor, they were hard for us to sell at that time. So I'm just wondering how they came up with that adjustment amount.
I'm not sure what the question was, but the sales date for the 2023 reassessment cycle ranges from April 1st, 2018 to April 1st, 2021.
Okay.
Anything further?
No questions for now.
Thank you. Ms. Lancaster?
Yes, Ms. Caplevy, do you have the MLS listings for comps 1 and 2?
For comps 1 and 2. No, I don't.
So you selected your comps then in regards to lot size, building size, and they all have these walkout basements and they all are on retention ponds, correct?
The most important, one of the important features of this was that they are all in the same area. being in the Royalwood is important. And then yes, 1 stories and all walkout basements is highly important as well. And similar square footage and year with the amenities.
Okay, thank you. That's all.
Thank you. Mr. Rutsky?
It's comparable number 4. Seems to be a big drop off in that one. In comparison to the other ones in terms of the sale price and price per square foot. I know that it's not right on the pond, but it seems like there is a big discrepancy there. Is what would be your assessment of why there's such a big discrepancy for that one?
I did not inspect the property personally, so I'm not sure what the interior or the exterior looks like.
Okay, none of these you actually know exactly what the interior looks like, correct?
That's correct. Correct. I did not inspect any of the comparables nor the subject property.
And you did not use any MLS information either? Like the features Mrs. Linklater had asked that question where you use the MLS listings? You did not?
I didn't. I did not look.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
I did not look at the interiors on the MLS listings, no.
So where is all this information coming from then? That you have here, baths, showers, all of it, where are you getting it from?
Oh, that's information that we have on each property.
From where? Where do you get it?
Each property is updated with the sales for the MLS listings that somebody, not personally me, but some of us have looked at, and we update the amenities to make sure they are correct.
Okay, so then the MLS information has been used then?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. Anything further? Nothing further, no?
I just have a couple questions. We have a valuation date of April the 1st, 2021 for the subject property.
Correct.
Correct?
Correct, yes.
So no recent sales closer to the V-Day for the evaluation? Like you don't have any in 2020? I see there's a 2018 and 3 of them in 2019. So nothing in the 20s or close to the V-Day?
I guess not, no.
Okay. So these are the best comparables that you have because they're in the subject area and close to the subject property. I'm just wondering in regards to the time adjustments. Now, can you tell us what percentage the time adjustment was per month or anything like that?
No.
No?
I cannot, no.
Model driven?
Yes.
So would you conclude that in 2018, in comparable number 4, values have gone up?
The market has increased since 2018.
So do you feel as if the time adjustment is warranted?
Time adjustments are warranted. The further away from April 1st, 2021, they are adjusted to that reference date.
But would you argue about if you had sales in 2021, would you close to the V-Day, would you do a time adjustment?
No, we would depends when the sale occurred. The reference date is April 1st, 2021. So likely not. If the sale occurred after April 1st, 2021, we would not discount those. We would not use those sales.
And if the sale happened after the V day, it would be not included, correct?
That's correct.
It's post-reference.
That's correct.
Sir, we are ready for your presentation.
Okay, if you look at my comps, I made a little bit of an error. I tried to get it as close to April 1st, 2021 as I could. So because walkout basements on retention ponds are unique, I went outside the area and got things that were almost the same square footage on the retention ponds. But so the first three are not really, they're not Royalwood. So, but the one I want to point out is 1 Beaudry Bay. I think it's number 1. Oh, pardon me, 16 Beaudry Bay. That house was sold November 2020. So why you didn't get it as a comparable, I don't know. It's right across the lake from us. It's very, very similar to our house in terms of condition. And like I say, it's right. I can see it from our backyard. And it's sold very close to the date. That one sold for $840. And that one I thought was easily the best comparable for us in terms of everything, size, condition, finishings. So that one, I think if you could, give that one a little more attention, that would be good. I think that's basically what I had. Like the house that we bought, that's another thing I want to bring up. We bought it in February of 2021, so I don't know why the sale doesn't show up. We paid $886 in February 2021.
Again, February.
We bought it February 25th, I believe, but we didn't get possession until June.
Okay, 2021.
Yeah,
right?
So that was before the date, but for some reason it doesn't show up. It didn't show up as a.
So when was the possession date then?
June 25th.
Yeah, no, that's how
2021.
We probably recorded.
Yeah, okay, that's probably right. We paid $886, and I would also like you to note that this property was for sale in 2020 for a whole year at $924, and they could not sell it in the hot market for $924.
So for the record, what are you seeking?
850 to 860. I mean, the 841 is a really good comparable.
And sir?
Yes.
Okay. Questions of the applicant, Madam Assessor?
Yes. Just a statement. We show that the date was June 2021. That's why we did not use your sale. And if you are a real estate agent, then you are aware that one sale does not make a market, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
I thank you, Ms. Licklider.
Can I respond to that?
Sure.
One sale does not make a market, but the sale of the exact house kind of is pretty indicative of what it's worth.
I would question you then, is that house exactly identical to yours?
I'm talking about mine. Oh, I thought you were talking about the one on Beaudry. No, I was talking about our actual house that we paid in February. We paid $886. So it's pretty comparable, and it's the same house. I misunderstood. Sorry. I thought you were talking about our house, not Beaudry.
Ms. Licklider.
Yes, sir, you had mentioned when the assessor had presented her evidence that the homes, the comparisons that she had used were more luxurious in their finishings.
The first two, I couldn't get information on. The third one.
Can you describe that?
Yeah, the first two both had extensive brickwork on the front, which is quite expensive, and it's an indication from the builder of what you're going to get on the inside. Both had more extensively finished en-suites than ours, and the basements were considerably nicer. Like our basement's just a cheapo rug. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not high end. Where the ones, those first two comparables both had very high end basements, where the fourth comparable did not. It was very similar to ours. And the third one, like I say, I couldn't find any info on the third one.
And when you purchased the home, your basement was finished?
Yes.
Is there a bedroom, bathroom, et cetera down there?
There's 2 bedrooms and a bathroom. The house is in basically, it was custom built in 04 and it's basically what we got. They didn't do any, I mean, they built it nicely in 04, but they hadn't done any renos to it since then. So it's basically 04, everything.
And you have done nothing to the home?
We put a roof on last year.
Thank you for some of the questions.
Thank you. Bill, questions?
I have no question.
I just have a couple questions. You're a realtor. Do your due diligence in regards to buying the house?
Yes.
Have an appraisal done?
I did not, because I actually do appraisals, so I trust my own judgment. In each situation, we bought, it's a multi-generation home. We bought it with our daughter. I would be the first to admit, almost every house I've bought, I've overpaid because I don't want to lose it, and I know the situations. This house was really important for my daughter and her husband to get this house. It's very close to where he grew up, and they really wanted this house. So as soon as it came on the market, we jumped right in.
You had mentioned that it was listed for $924.
The year before.
Yeah, the year before.
Right.
So, like I said, you probably did your due diligence,
Right.
et cetera. So, did you get standard mortgage financing or anything like that?
Yeah, we have mortgage.
Yeah. Okay. So they probably did an
Yes.
appraisal or so.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, I guess we're not going to look at the sale price because it's post-reference,
Right.
but like you said, it was purchased, prior
It's
to.
prior to, yeah.
All right, I thank you.
Excuse me, Mr. Chair, can I redirect
Yep.
please to
Yep.
the assessor? Ms. Kathleen, can you just tell me what the percentage increase was in this area?
The Royalwood. Just a second here. I believe it was 9% was the median.
Okay, thank you. That's all my questions.
I thank you. Either party want summation at all?
No.
No.
Yeah, I just like, I mean, again, this is my first time doing this in person. I mean, the fact that we paid it for it in February, $886, that's pretty, I think that's a pretty, although it's, I understand that you don't do it to possession date, but I think the purchase date is just as effective as possession date.
All right, leave it with us. So thank you for coming this morning and results very soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Everybody okay? Okay. We'll go to Fairmont Road, 686. We'll get you sworn in or affirmed, either one.
Mr. Applicant, please state your full name. Do you affirm that the evidence you are about to give at this hearing is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Well, you're familiar with the routine, so we'll let the assessor go through your property and they may ask questions. Kara, whenever you're ready, you can take us through this property.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. The subject property is 686 Fairmont Road. It has a roll number 010024333600. It is in the 614 Eric Coy neighborhood. It is a one-story single dwelling with a year built of 1987. It is 1466 square feet. It has a full basement and basement finish. It has one full bath, 2 half baths with an extra shower. It has central air conditioning, 1 fireplace, and a multiple attached garage. The assessed lot size is 7,278 square feet, and it has a value for 2023 of $459,000, which is $313.10 per square feet. Comparable 1 is 10 Westland Way. Comparable 2 is 15 Addington Bay. Comparable 3 is on the same street as the subject property, 250 Fairmont Road, and comparable 4 is 62 Allenbrook Way. The neighborhood areas of 3 of the comparables are in the same. 614 Eric Coy, comparable 3, even though it's on the same street, it is a different NCA, neighborhood area of 617 Marleton. They're all 1-story single dwellings with a year built from 1977 to 1985. The effective age is 1983 to 1989. The square foot ranges on the comparables of 1,306 square feet to 1,510 square feet. All have full basements and basement finishes. The comparables have 1 to 2 full baths, and comparables have 1 to 2 half baths, also 1 to 2 showers. 3 of the 4 comparables have fireplaces. All of the comparables have a multiple attached garage like the subject properties. The lot sizes of the comparables range from 6,423 square feet to 11,604 square feet. The sales prices of the comparables range from $429,900 to $450,200. The time-adjusted sales prices range from $448,800 to $478,600. The time-adjusted sales prices per square foot range from $303.65 square foot to $345.94 per square foot. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Questions of the assessor in regards to their presentation?
Just a couple questions. All 4 comparable properties are located on much quieter streets than my block of Fairmont, including comparable number 3, which is on the north side of Grant, which has hardly any traffic, and all other comparables are virtually zero through traffic. And I believe Fairmont Road, at least my block, should have medium traffic as an influencer, and it does not. And I asked for traffic studies, and there were traffic studies done on Fairmont on my block. And I have basically the influencer. Fairmont Road is a busy street comparable to Elmhurst, which is categorized as medium traffic. It connects Grant to Wilkes. And I have a large green space located at the end of my block with soccer and baseball fields, hockey arena, gymnastics.
Okay, you're going to
complex.
get into your presentation right now.
But I'm just saying the
Yeah.
traffic is a huge influencer on the second house from a bus route.
Yeah. But
And
I just
also-
want to go back to the assessor's
For sure.
presentation and whether you have any questions in regards to their presentation.
For sure. And then comparable number 3 has 60% larger lot compared to my lot. Also, all comparables except for the 250 Fairmont Road, which is comparable number 3, have no drainage ditches and have paved streets. That's it. That's all I got.
Okay. I thank you. Like letter?
I have no questions at this time.
Mr. Boretsky?
Comparable to 15 Addington Bay, the square foot number seems to stand out from the others. What would be your reasoning for that? Why do you think that one is high in the square foot, price per square foot category, when it seems to have the same features and square footage kind of in the same area as the other comparisons?
I'm not really sure what the question was. Just you're saying it's a higher per square foot, but the sales price, the time adjusted sales price is right in the range.
Yes, but it's the price per square foot are pretty similar for the other comparisons, 316, 303, 308. I would say those are very close, whereas the comparison number 3 is quite an aberration. It's 10% higher than that.
Yeah, it's also a little smaller of a house size as
small,
well.
Yeah, smaller, but not very much. There's 1306 compared to the other ones are in the 1400s. I
That's
wouldn't
correct.
consider that very significant, would you?
Me
Is that-
personally,
Well, yeah, I'm just asking for your reasoning for that jump in the price per square foot. What's the reason for it?
the price per square foot, it's just based on the selling price divided by the square footage. So that's what it comes out to. That's what someone paid for it.
Okay, I have no further questions.
I just have one. There's all the comparables and even the subject property do have double attached garages, correct?
Yes, correct.
And I noticed that when you do your comparables, you have a close range in regards to value. So, you have a high of 450,000 and the low of 430. So the subject property's assessed value is 459. All right, I thank you. We're ready for your presentation. You can tell us all about it. And I think you had risen the question about the traffic and that you have ditches in where you are?
Yes.
Floor is yours, sir.
You can refer to the package with the heading April 1st, 2021 property assessment details. There's 8 comparables. They're all Charleswood bungalows with similar size, age, and features as my subject property. All of the comparable properties are on much quieter paved streets with no drainage ditches except number 6 on Bachelor Avenue, which has ditches compared to Fairmont Road. Fairmont Road is a very busy street comparable to Elmhurst, which is categorized as medium. Traffic is an influencer because it connects Grant to Wilkes, and a large green space is located at the end of the subject property block with soccer and baseball fields, hockey arena, gymnastics complex, tennis courts, skateboard park, and bicycle trail from Fort White to West Perimeter that causes year-round traffic down Fairmont Road. Also, speed bumps and reduced speed to 30 kilometers an hour on Oakdale Drive directly east of the subject property, and speed bumps on Haney Street have also increased traffic on Fairmont Road. The time-adjusted and living area-adjusted values for the 8 comparable properties are in the range of $381,000 to $434,000, with a mid-range value of $407,000 as of April 1st, 2021 for the 2023 assessment year. Looking for a $52,000 reduction off the proposed market value of $459,000 as of April 1st, 2021. Which is based on mid-range calculation. So my valuation should be $407,000. My property is an average size home in an average condition. The current assessed value of the subject property is $385,000 as of April 1st, 2018. The following renovations did not significantly improve the subject property value. I replaced the original shingles 13 years ago because they were lifting for $7,000. Replaced original soffits, fascia, and gutters 11 years ago for $4,000. Replaced original deck 10 years ago for $7,000, which had carpenter ends and was not structurally sound. Replaced 2 original toilets 8 years ago for more efficient ones. Replaced 3 original windows 7 years ago because the seals were broken, $3,000. Replaced original vinyl flooring in the kitchen, $500, and in 2 bathrooms for $800 6 years ago, which had gouges. Original kitchen cabinets were spray painted 7 years ago to freshen them up, $3,000. Replaced original kitchen countertop 8 years ago, which was lifting, for $3,000. Original air conditioner stopped working 6 years ago, so it had to be replaced, $3,000. Original furnace was replaced at the same time 6 years ago for $5,000. The water tank was replaced 6 years ago, which was free with a cash rebate promo from Costco. I replaced 2 bathroom vanities 5 years ago, $3,000, and added a 10x10 gazebo 6 years ago, $4,000. I'm sure all 8 comparable properties had renovations done since they're of similar vintage. Please refer to the professional valuation letter from an independent realtor dated July 15th, 2022, which supports my evidence in terms of my assessment and level of traffic on my street. The realtor's valuation of my property is $391,422 based on 6 comparable Charleswood properties sold between June 2020 and June 2021, which are also included based on MLS. That's all I have.
Thank you. Kara, questions of the applicant?
Yes. Has the kitchen been updated since you purchased it?
I mentioned 2 items. The cabinets were spray painted, and the cabinets and the countertop was replaced because the original one was lifting and it gouges.
Tops, okay. And you spoke about the Varsity View Sportsplex right at the end of your street. It's not, in fact, at the end of your street. It's at the end of Oakdale. Is that correct?
Well, the soccer fields and baseball fields are directly at the end of my block.
But the access is off of Oakdale, the main access to get into the...
But cars park on both sides of Fairmont at the end of my block.
Okay.
And there's a parking lot for the soccer fields at the end of my block.
Okay. And then the 2 streets beside you there, Buckingham and Coventry, they're the same as your street with no traffic influences.
But they don't connect to those.
They do connect to Wilkes, yes. Or not to Wilkes, to Ridgewood.
But there's lots of traffic, commercial traffic down my street because it connects
Yeah,
to Wilkes.
yeah, that's very subjective there, what you're saying. And I think all the streets there, we've coded them in reference to that. I have no further questions, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Ms. Linkletter?
Yes, thank you. Just a couple of questions. So, sir, you mentioned that the traffic is an issue and you want your street designated as a medium traffic street. Did you approach the city on this? Did they do a study?
There was a study done,
Mm-hmm.
and they wanted me to pay money for the traffic study, which I said the city has the information, but they're not using it.
Okay, so a study was done then?
Yes, and I mentioned it at the bottom of the spreadsheet, which is my comparables
Okay,
when it was done.
okay. Can you just tell me verbally what were the conclusions to that?
I have no idea. They wanted me to pay for the study, so I chose
But
not
they
to.
did the study regardless, you said.
That's right. This was the
So
study.
they
was-
just won't give you the result?
That's right. I tried through that 311.
Okay. I'm just going to redirect, Mr. Chair, to the assessor.
Yep.
Ms. Capley, do you have the definition for the city, what they see as medium traffic?
No, I do not have a definition personally.
Thank you. And also, sir, what was your previous assessment on your property? Do you know?
385,000. So a significant jump. I went through this process before and they always choose comparables, which I don't think are comparable because they're virtually zero traffic on their streets.
Okay. And what figure are you looking for an assessment?
407,000.
407?
407.
Okay, thank you.
$52,000 reduction, which is pretty significant.
Okay, and I thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Bill, questions?
It would seem like the primary argument you're making for reduction in value of your house is because of the traffic influences. Would I be correct in saying that? That you figure there's more traffic on yours. Your house is unique because there's unique traffic issues on Fairmont. Would that be correct?
Plus, I'm the second house from my bus route on her, so that also noise level from the buses, and just backing out from my driveway is not an easy task during rush hour.
Just give me a moment to. So I'm looking at the one. It's close to Eldridge, then.
Yes, Eldridge and Fairmont, in the second house south of the.
So their buses are on Eldridge. Are they all day or are they just rush hour?
No, they're all day.
Okay. And these, but it doesn't go up your street, the bus though.
No.
It doesn't go up your street. Okay.
Just the traffic and the commercial traffic results.
So when you try to sell, if you try to sell your house, then you think that the buyers would be a little bit leery of your property or not value it because they would think that the traffic is bad there too. Their agents would tell them that. That's what you think they would.
I think so. There's no sidewalks, so kids, we have kids.
But is it like when you come there, is that something that jumps out at you right away? Wow, there's a lot of traffic here.
If I would have little kids trying to learn how to ride a bike, lots of traffic. There's even opposite me, right across the street from me, there's a fellow that carpools with somebody. Every day they park at the end of my driveway, which is not nice when you're trying to back out, trying to not to get hit by somebody that's going.
So outside of the traffic issues, what other reasons do you think it's overvalued or overassessed?
Just the comparison of the comparables. I have drainage ditches, which sometimes not overflow, but they're close to overflowing. And the streets are not paved, so they're constantly big potholes at the four-way stop sign, which was like a minefield because the bus goes through there.
So those drainage ditches and those roads are asphalt or something, or oil?
Just hard,
Are the other properties, the other streets in the area, are they different? Do they not have drainage ditches and asphalt road?
Well, they do, but the comparables by the assessor, they only have one house that has drainage ditches, and virtually not zero traffic, but hardly any traffic because it's It's on the north side of Grant. Connect, like it's not a through street that's being used very much. That's the 250 comparable level street. Plus it has a significantly larger lot. 60% is significant.
So only 3 has the same characteristics that yours has in terms of the drainage ditches and.
Only Fairmont on
250 Fairmont.
that's the only one that has drainage.
And the other ones are different. They have nice concrete paved roads,
That's right.
curbs and stuff like that.
And zero traffic.
Zero traffic.
Yeah. Like Addington and Allenbrook, they're dead end streets. No through traffic, zero traffic.
All right. Oh, one more, sorry. The previous assessment said it was 385,000. And what date was that? What? 2018. No further questions.
Big increase.
I thank you. Rennie, I'm just looking at your, you did a lot of work here in regards to, the evaluation. I'm just looking, are these, like if you look at comparable number 1, it says October and it says 20. Is that 2020?
Yes.
Yes, okay, that's what I sort of thought. I notice, the city's got comparables that range from 430,000 to 450. That's their range. In here, I see on yours, your highest sale here is 425,000. Which is number 4.
Number 3 is.
Number 4? I'm looking.
Comparable 3 is.
Olenek Cove? Okay.
That one's not the highest.
Not the highest?
Number 3 is the highest.
Sorry. Oh, number 4 is. Number 4, before time adjustment. Okay, that's what I look at.
Oh, I
That's
see.
the sale
Okay.
price.
Okay.
That's your highest sale. Now, I noticed that you have no comparables on your street. So of these comparables that run from 1 to 7, which is the most comparable street? Or which would you consider is the most comparable to your property in regards to square footage, location, ditches, etc.? So is there, I'm not, I know where your property is, but what street is, close to yours? Is it Allenbrook? Is it Woodchester? Or, which one would you consider? How about Bachelor?
The only one that has ditches, I believe it's Bachelor. Yes, just comparable 6 has ditches.
That's Bachelor then.
That's right, it's the lowest.
And it's, it's a similar size to yours, 1432 compared to 1466.
Right.
Okay. All right. Okay. Either party wants summation, Kara?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. I did look at the effect of traffic and bus routes in Charleswood. It did not make a significant difference. The appeal of Charleswood is the ditches and no sidewalks. Personally speaking, Eldridge is not a busy bus route, I can attest to. The applicant is not on the corner. The applicant's definition of traffic is subjective. I believe based on the comparables of the sales price and the sales price per square foot, The 2023 value is correct. Thank you.
Renee, final word?
Final word, I do not agree with that statement about the traffic. I want to make reference again to the professional assessment from a realtor. And he also lives on Fairmont, so I'm not sure where that statement's coming from. It's not
really,
definitely not subject.
Is that new evidence though?
No, it's not.
Okay, it's in here?
That's right.
Okay, that's fine. Is that it?
And that also includes comparables, which 6 comparables if you choose to use that, but it's not part of my study.
Thank you. Thank you for coming this morning, and results very soon.
Yeah.
Thank you. Madame, come on up here. We'll get you confirmed or sworn in, either one. Thank you for your patience. It's 26 East Oak Drive.
You affirm that the evidence you're about to hear is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Thank you.
So like I say, thank you for your patience, and we will first hear from the assessor and take us through your property. Whenever you're ready.
Hey, thank you, Mr. Chair. The subject property is 26 East Oak Drive. The roll number is 06093146-300. It is in the neighborhood area 555 Royalwood. It is a 2-story single dwelling built in 2007. It is 3,723 square feet, has a walkout basement and basement finish. It has 3 full baths, 1 half bath with a shower. It has central air, 2 fireplaces, and an attached multiple garage. It also has an in-ground swimming pool and a sunroom. The square footage of lot size is 12,461 square feet. It has a retention pond adjacent as a land influence. The 2023 assessment roll value is $1,410,000 with a total assessment per square foot of $378.73 per square foot. There has been some past subject sales that are shown there below. Comparable one is at 49 Waterton Drive in Royalwood, 555. Comparable 2, 3, and 4 are in the area of 553 Sage Creek, which is close to Royalwood, but I couldn't find any other comparables similar to the subject in Royalwood. Comparable 2 is 15 West Plains Drive. Comparable 3 is 51 Borealis Bay. And comparable 4 is 47 Borealis Bay. All the comparables are 2-story single dwellings with a year built of 2008 to 2020. The living area of the comparables are 2,352 square feet to 3,161 square feet. All comparables have walkout basements with basement finish. The full baths ranges from 2 to 3. The half baths of the comparables range from 1 to 2 and an extra shower of 1 to 2. All 4 comparables have central air. All comparables have fireplaces. Comparable 1, 2, and 3 have 1. Comparable 4 has 3 fireplaces. All of the comparables have attached multi-garages like the subject property. Comparable 3 also has a multiple detached garage. Comparable 1 has a pool and sunroom like the subject property. The sales prices range from $984,500 to $1,403,684. The time adjusted sales price of the comparables range from $1,035,700 to $1,476,700. The time adjusted sale prices range from 327.65 cents to 558.30 per square foot. Thank you.
Thank you. Questions of the assessor? Just what you just heard.
From
No question at this time.
Okay,
I'll just.
thank you. Ms. Linkletter?
Yes, Ms. Cavalidi, I just have a question in regards to comparison two. Because the adjusted sale price is at 1.4, which is significantly higher than your other comparables. It has a smaller lot size. And it's just a little bit bigger than comparison 3, certainly smaller than comparison 4 and 1. So I'm just wondering, this looks to me like it's a bit of an anomaly, and I'm just wondering what is making it so different. Or
It is also the newest of the homes. So that could account for the difference as well.
okay, it just seems like a lot of a fairly large difference just for the age. Do you have the MLS listings on this? Do you have any description on it or on any of the comparables?
I did look at comparable 1, which was in the same area. That MLS I did look at, and that one was, in my subjective opinion, less. That was inferior to the subject.
Oh, okay. And in what way was it inferior?
By the finishes, the interior.
Okay. And then I will ask about comparable 4 on 47 Borealis Bay, because that has also quite a low time adjusted sale price in comparison. And it's a 2014 build. It has more square footage, lot size. So can you speak to the finishings on that property?
You know what? I don't have that property written down.
Okay. Okay, I thank you. No more questions.
All right, thank you. Do you have a question? Bill, do you have any questions?
Yeah, just on the information provided, the subject sales. I'm just curious as to what your opinion is as to why the house, first of all, why it's worth, your assessment is actually less than what it was bought for in 2014, 7 years prior, number one. And number two, why you think the house went down in price almost over 200,000 in 3 years in 2017. Those two questions.
Sorry, I didn't follow that. The sales price that we have written on here in 2017 was $1,275,000, and the 2023 assessment roll is $1,410,000.
Yes. So my first question is, in your opinion, why is the 2023 assessment roll value $1,410,000 less than what it was bought for 7 years prior?
Oh, sorry, you're looking at the 2014 value. Yes.
Okay. That's my first question.
I'm not sure.
Would you consider that a little strange?
Well, if you look at the sale in 2017, yeah, it did go down from the original purchase price in 2014. I believe the applicant here is the current owner from 2017, so she might be able to answer that question better than I could.
I guess my concern is that there's something in this house that's kind of driving, putting some downward pressure on the price of it. That's what I'm concerned about when I see those numbers below subject sales. What would be your reaction to that?
Sarah?
My reaction, I don't have a reaction.
Okay, no further questions.
All right, I have no questions. Floor is yours.
From my assessment of the comps is that most of the comparables are from Sage Creek, which is a newer area. So all things are updated and newer. They're able to sell more. And what's comparable is comp 1, which is similar in age, right? Even a year old, newer. So that probably is more comparable. And comparing my property to the others, the lot size is smaller to comp 1, comp 3, and comp 4. Not only that, that the house that I bought sat on the market for a long time before I bought it. The previous owner was the CEO of CN Rail. So his company was willing to pay him extra dollars to buy the house that he wanted. Not only that, his company was able to reimburse him for the loss that he was willing to absorb because money didn't matter to him. I'm the person living in there and I have to maintain the house. So money does matter to me. I need to make sure that I'm able to pay the property tax, maintain the house. I didn't do any renovation or update on the home. Another notation is that we live on East Oak. Down the street, there's a forest. It's called, it's a public property. Bois des Esprit. And a lot of people from other neighborhoods come to our street to visit the forest. They park at No Thrills or they park on our street, which creates more traffic. Another notation is that I used to live down, before this house, I lived 4 houses down, and it took me a long time to sell it. Not only did it take me a long time, I had to sell it to my brother because nobody wanted to buy it because it was a busy street.
Did you bring any sales or any other evidence other than what you just verbally stated? No.
No, I didn't bring any sales,
Okay.
but
So what do you think the value should be?
I think the value should be, I have it here. I think the value should be 1.159. 528.356 based on the calculation of comp 1 by square footage.
Okay, just repeat that, please.
$1,159,528.35.
All right. And that's your presentation? Yes.
Yes, that's
all right. I thank you. Madam Assessor, questions of the applicant?
Not at this time.
Ms. Leclerc?
Yes, just a couple. So you purchased the home in 2017, correct? And you've done nothing to the home?
No, I haven't done anything.
Can you speak to the finishings in the home in regards to your kitchen, your bathrooms? Do you have hardwood throughout the house?
Yes, I have hardwood.
Okay.
Very hard to maintain. Spots everywhere.
And the kitchen
The kitchen, unfortunately, when we bought the house, the realtor put his piece of paper right on top of the crack, so we couldn't see it.
Okay, in regards to the kitchen though, do you have granite countertops?
It's quartz.
It's quartz, okay. And you've got hardwood in the kitchen also?
Yes.
And your cabinetry is melamine oak?
I think it's wood. Some type of wood, I'm not sure.
In your bathrooms?
Bathroom, upstairs bathroom is tile. It's really hard to maintain. Scrubbing through the grout. The countertop. I love tile.
And the pool, do you know when the pool was put in?
I'm not sure when.
Thank you, that's all my questions.
Do you wish to add anything further at all, or no?
Because we wanted, when we went to Palm Springs, we stayed at home. That was sort of like a place that my kids really happy. I wanted to make it home. My kids really that's why we bought a house. We hope they'll be forever home perfect.
You just want to leave it with us and
It's a house that has aged. We would have to put more money just to make it. That's all.
leave it with us, and thank you for coming this morning, and we'll give you results very soon. So thank you. Right now, we're going to take a recess right now, and to deliberate the remaining items on the docket. So we'll take about a 5-minute or a 10-minute, right? So we'll shut up. We're gonna
Excuse-
Yes, Carla?
Yeah,
We'll come back. We'll come back. All right. Like I said, we'll shut it down for the time being, a little recess, and then we'll deal with the remaining items on the docket. This is the procedure that we were just instructed last night to follow in regards to the no-show.
okay, thank you.
So let's take 5 minutes and we'll shut it down, then we'll come back. Okay, we'll call a meeting back to order. Madam Assessor, we have one little cleanup job here, which is in regards to, as I find it, 110 Lamont Boulevard. So you can state the property, etc.
So you want me to read through the
Yes,
brief, or?
Read through the file number, the roll number, etc., and just give us a brief summary in regards to what you have.
Okay, the subject property is 110 Lamont Boulevard. It is a roll number of 10002771000. It is in the neighborhood of 621 Old Tuxedo. It is a 2-story single dwelling with a year built of 1937, an effective year built of 1944. It has 4,019 square feet. It has a full basement that is finished, 3 bathrooms. It has central air conditioning, 2 fireplaces, an attached garage as well, a built-in, as well as a detached multiple garage. It has an in-ground pool. It is 19,488 square feet on an internal corner. It has a 2023 assessment roll value of $1,348,000, which is a total assessment of $335.41 per square feet.
That is fine, Carla. Is there any contact with the applicant?
The owner, no.
None? All
No.
right. I think that concludes your part of the hearing. So thank you very kindly for your presentations and have a pleasant day.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and the same to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Bye-bye. We can now shut it down. Or